Hour 2 of Late Night Health. I'm Mark Alyn. During the second part of our hour, we're going to be spending some time with Dr. Joel Sanders. He's a dentist, and he practices holistic dentistry just outside of Chicago. We'll talk to him about that. He's also made some medical or dental missions to South America, including Ecuador, a few years ago, and we'll talk to him about why he does that. He travels there to provide dental care to people who have no other form of expert help. We'll find out about that in about 25 minutes from now. Right now, we go to my favorite city, the Big Apple, New York City, Manhattan, Dr. Dana-Cohen. And we're going to talk about women's heart health today as we get ready for Going Red for Women, a campaign coming up in February that is designed to teach women how to stay healthy. Dr. Cohen, welcome to Late Night Health.
Thank you. New York is my favorite city, too.
Is it? And you've been all over the place?
I've lived many places, mostly here, though.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
Would you say that women have caught up to men in having cardiovascular disease as one of the major causes, if not the major cause of death?
Well, it is absolutely the number one killer in women. Many people are surprised to hear that, but it causes 1 in 3 deaths every year in women is heart disease. And if you want to put it a little bit into perspective, most people think breast cancer or cancer. Breast cancer kills 1 in 31 women. So heart disease is, we need to talk about it.
Is diet and exercise the key to heart disease?
It's one of the major keys, yes. There's a lot that we can do for prevention, and if I don't bring this up, I'm not doing my job. But smoking, smoking needs to go. It needs to be a part of our history. Quitting smoking is the best thing that you can do for preventing heart disease. I am an ex-smoker, and it is the single most proud thing I've ever done in my life. Not even medical school, nothing can make me more prouder than my quitting smoking.
Oh, my. Family?
I admit it.
Wow. How did you start smoking? What age?
I started at 14. I came from a family of smokers, and I was 14 when I started smoking, and I smoked for 20 years.
Oh my!
I used to work for Dr. Atkins. I'm going to admit something, and I smoked then too. I was a doctor, and I used to hide it. I was mortified by it, and it's the most addicting thing. But once you quit, and I can honestly say it is so not. I've quit over 10 years ago, and it is so not a part of my life. And get every ounce of help that you can get to quit smoking. It is that important.
Did you grow up in Brooklyn or Manhattan?
I grew up in Long Island.
And Long Island. Okay. So in growing up there and having all these smokers and ethnic foods that are not really good for you, why don't you have a heart problem now?
Well, I take care of myself, and I quit. By the way, I'm not going to give you the exact numbers because I don't remember exactly what it is, but the second you stop smoking, your chances of getting heart disease decrease like exponentially immediately. So that risk, now I'm 10 years out, is practically gone.
Wow. I didn't realize that. I thought it was with you forever.
No. And then I eat well, I exercise, I take care of myself, and I'm an integrative medicine doctor. I try to keep people off of medication using nutrition and diet and supplements, and I do take a lot of supplements. So
wow.
Yeah, and it's all about sort of being aware and taking care of yourself and knowing the risk factors. So knowing that smoking and increasing exercise. And by the way, I'm not an exercise fanatic. I really like to make exercise a part of your everyday life. So taking just simple things. Take the stairs whenever you can. Get a monitor and walk 10,000 steps a day. Like, incorporate it. I lift heavy things all the time purposely. Like, I carry tons of grocery bags around the city because I'm so I try to make.
So you're the Dr. Bag Lady?
Sort of. I'm always carrying bags. I do. And we should feel my purse weighs a ton too, which is not great for my back. But you try to incorporate these things and get yourself active. I try not to sit at my desk all day, standing up every hour, walking around. So
that helps. That helps. When did the switch go off? The switch for going from traditional medicine to integrative and a natural approach.
Yeah. So I am a regularly trained doctor. I do not come from a healthy family. My father died at 62 of a stroke. He was diabetic, and my mother died at 67. We did not know anything about nutrition. I did not learn much about nutrition in medical school. And I was doing my internal medicine residency at Albany Med, and I saw an ad for a job that said World-Renowned Wellness Center in New York City. And I was like, ooh, that sounds really cool. and I called, and it was for Dr. Atkins. And I was leery. I went around the whole hospital, asked every cardiologist what they thought, what do you think? And nobody had anything. They didn't know.
They didn't know if they didn't say anything good. Come on.
Nobody said anything bad. They were like, I don't know, and we started doing the diet, me and a bunch of resident girls, and we never felt better. We had more energy. We lost weight. We all felt great. And so I got the job. I ended up working for him. I fought him the first 6 months that I worked for him. I fought him on everything. Where are the studies? What are you talking about? And he was brilliant, I have to say. He really was a very brilliant man. He had an unbelievable mind.
And he died from slipping on ice.
It's crazy. I know.
What a world.
Such a travesty.
Absolutely. He was young. He was in his 70s.
Yeah. And the thing was, I saw miracles on a daily basis there. I'd never seen, people just coming in, jumping up and down, saying, I feel unbelievable, from changing their diet. And that's when things started. He changed the way I thought. And I never saw anything like it. People from all over the world, and the truth was, it was about 5% weight loss. Really, 95% alternative medicine was practiced at the Atkins Center. So that's when I started seeing results with all these people. That's when I started to change the way I thought, and I became very involved. I'm now very involved in the integrative medicine community. I put together symposiums for doctors, and I've never looked back. I've never been happier or more excited about practicing medicine.
Do you specialize in treating women or both men and women?
Both men and women. I have probably about 90% women in my practice because, as we all know, men don't typically go to the doctor.
Well, I do. I'm a hypochondriac. I come in, I have the disease of the week, according to Daryl, right?
It's whatever the guest is talking about, you've got it.
That's right. Exactly. Exactly.
You may not walk in with it, but you walk out with it.
That's right. Which is really bad.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's important to sort of be aware, too.
Exactly. All right. Let's talk about this. So, heart health, exercise, walking up, if you're on the 40th floor of your office building, that's a lot of floors to walk.
But you could get off at the 35th floor and walk up 5 flights to start with.
That's true. And that would be a good thing to do.
Easy.
And you don't have to pay for the gym. As you're schlepping things around the city, does that count as exercise, really? Yeah, I think it does. If you're, you could get an inexpensive heart monitor and look at that. It depends on the person. Like, you have to sort of be body aware, so if a lot of people say, like, I walk all over the place, and they really don't. So I think you need to sort of take a little, really calculate it and see. But I think it could really be enough if you're doing it. Our guest is Dr. Dana-Cohen, MD, nationally renowned internal and integrative medicine specialist, whose multidisciplinary approach has helped treat thousands of patients using a variety of conventional and complementary therapies. So you don't like the idea of using drugs to lower cholesterol, or do we need to lower cholesterol?
Great question. I do not like the idea of using drugs to lower cholesterol. There are many side effects, some of which we are still learning about, of statins. And, the truth is statins were made for people who have already had a heart attack to prevent a second heart attack. They are prescribing statins like water, and it's bad.
I actually went to a cardiologist a few years ago, and he said he would, if it were up to him, he would put statin drugs in the water system.
In the water supply. That was talked about. That was very seriously talked about a few years ago.
Oh, my.
Crazy.
Yeah, crazy. Nuts and cuckoo.
Yeah. I do not like medications, and especially statins. So I forgot the second part of the question.
I did too. Our guest is Dr. Dana-Cohen, and we are our new friend, Dr. Dana, is here with us on Late Night Health. We're going to take some time out in just a few moments, and when we do come back, we're going to talk with her about how do I know that the chest pain is an indigestion or a heart attack. We need to know that, both men and women. We do need to know that, and I know they manifest differently in men and women usually. By the way, you can listen to Dr. Dana and me on iTunes. You're probably doing that right now. But I just wanted to remind you that you can now listen to us on your iPhone, iPad, all those kinds of devices. You can also go to latenighthealth.com, subscribe to our newsletter. We have a very pretty picture of Dr. Dana in our upcoming issue, and you'll be able to see what she looks like and have more information about Dr. Dana and her practice. All right, I'm Mark Alyn. Dr. Dana and everybody else here continues in just a couple of moments.